All right, I'm out here with my teammate X Dragon. First hole out on the course, and we got one of the Acacia Reserve holes. Look at that. Maybe that's a sign of things to come. See if X Dragon treats me as badly as the rest of my teammates that I'm playing. Just waxes me. I've switched all of my bags except for one, and I've got a Goliath in there because there's several of these par threes that I'm trying to get on with a Goliath just to see what they look like. It's not my preferred club when we're playing out in the field, but I want to see some of these par threes. I want to be able to give it the old college try and see what it looks like with a Goliath. It's the same accuracy as my Saturn at 1.9 per ring. So we'll see how it rolls. Just out having some fun, trying to have some fun in the game. I've had so many tournaments the last month and a half, 2 months that it's just been it's just been a grind. That's why I don't get the clans that like force you like, hey, you've got to grind it out. Oh no, Mr. Bill. I'm gonna use some kingmakers. So if we get these par threes, I want to see what it looks like with a 3 side span ball. And actually, on several of them, a katana will work. And the deal is on this hole, if you're going to use a katana, you're going to have to put some over. You've got to get up there. You got to get up there some distance so that on that second shot, you can make that rough bump. So I'll put a little overpower on it. In the tournament, I'm definitely going to play that with a Kingmaker or a Titan, and that's the spot right there. 387. Hopefully X Dragon will just lay up. If you find yourself in these spots, especially when you're playing against teammates, lay up to the spot that you were really trying to hit to so you can see the deal. What you want to do is exactly what we're doing here, is see what's available to you to, like, if you could recover. But you want to get as much practice in at the spot as possible. I'll take the shot in here and put himself in a really good spot. Really good spot. 0.9. 0.95 times 2.7. Right at my club. There's max. There's mid. I'm right at mid club. So I'll divide that by 1.2. I'm going to do a 2.1 ring pool just to see if the mid club, what I need to do on this hole is actually hit it in perfect. That'd probably be helpful. 2.1. I'm going to do it from this side because it's a little bit better. 2.1 rings. 2.1 and a half. There's 1, 2, and there's 1. You see that half? I got that half in there. That's 2.1 and a half. Oh! Just can't hit it in perfect into that hole.
Have you anything to drink today aside from coffee?
Nope. My wife came out and asked me if I'd had anything to drink today other than coffee, and the answer was no. Hell no. Get in the hole. I don't even know which side that missed on. I was responding to her question and I wasn't watching, wasn't paying attention. I know for whatever reason, I'm totally incapable of hitting a perfect into this. See if X Dragon can get in the hole. It seems like it is bleeding out a little bit more. Like if you're a little short of the hole, like it does travel just a little bit farther. It seems like that sometimes, and then sometimes it seems like it stops right on, but I can't tell because I haven't hit it perfect. And when you hit it perfect, sometimes you're in a different spot and it'll roll out different. Nice. That's what I was talking about right there. I will miss because we want to go to shootouts. We want to get on these par threes as often as we possibly can. That's the deal. That's the deal. Win, lose, or draw. We want to get out there and practice on these par threes. So if you're playing against your teammates, even if I was playing just out playing tour four right now and I got up on somebody, I would still miss a putt and let them get back in the game. What's amazing to me is how often I do that. And then people don't want to rematch. It's like, dude, I'm obviously out here playing. I'm obviously out here just trying to have some fun. And I mean, like you meet one of those people that like misses a putt or sometimes if I'm on the fringe, I'll just chip over to right next to where I'm at and stay on the fringe so I can practice my fringe shot and let them catch back up. And then they won't rematch me. It's like, what do I got to do? Come on, man. We're just out here trying to have some fun. Get in the hole. Ah, this is the hole. This is one of the reasons why I brought the Goliath right here. And I got a katana, so I should be right in the right spot. I should be real close to max club, and you can just barely get up there with a Saturn with all the topspin. But see how close you have to get to the front? And what I'm trying to do is hit a little bit more in the middle. It gives you a little bit more room for maneuver. And it seems like there's a spot out there that there may be like a nice little funnel going to the cup. We will see. Very nice. Nice shot. Nice shot. So I'm playing with my non-preferred club just for this hole and one of the other par three. So I'm right up to the cup. Now I'm going to do, it's 3.4. Let's see how close can I get. I can get pretty dang close. Divided by 1.9. That's 1.8 rings. Looks like about 1.8 rings. I'm not going to do any elevation adjustment. I'm just going to see how it rolls out. Oh, that was me. That was all me. That was anticipation. Anticipation. I finally hit one of the holes I'm looking for, and I finally have the right club in my bag, and I freaking tank it to the left. What kind of bonehead move was that? Good game. Good game. Come on, Acacia Reserve. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Oh, the Milano. I think we're going to forfeit the Milano ones and just see if we can catch. So I'll be right back. Hold on. All right. We forfeited that one and came back and got a Acacia Reserve. Hole 8, par 4. X Dragon goes first. He's an extra mile 7. Curious to see with an extra mile 7. Seems like the last time when we played this, I was playing in my 99 account, and at that point I had like an extra mile 5 or 6. And it was tricky because you had to use overpower to get up there, and the thing is that it was inconsistent because you were using overpower. If you're on one of those days where you're catching the overpower perfect, it was good. Nice. Very nice. Nice shot. That is nice. Very nice. We'll switch to a Titan, the king of balls. That's right. You heard it here. Don't get any of those wannabes. Purchase the Titan. It's about a ring and 2/3, somewhere in that neighborhood. No OP. Hitting it perfect. El Perfecto. And it's going to bleed off the back. I hit it through the brake. Wherever it hit out there in the field. You know, the deal is I don't know that I've been pushing the power back into it. Up to this point, I've just been hitting a straight up shot, no overpower, and I was slightly rubbing up against the nubs right there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't want to make it. He's done too. I'm gonna shoot it right to here. So we can go to a shootout. But I want to practice. I always want to practice these fringe shots. So I'll practice from the fringe. These are the shots right here that the more often you can practice these shots right here, the more faith that you will get in them. So when you're out there on the course, you don't have any worries. Because when you've got lower developed clubs, especially when I first started playing, because the first time I went up with my odd account, it took me a while before I finally saw somebody who I was playing against, and I've told this story before. I was playing against a guy that was a maxed out trophy player, and I'd been playing for maybe a month, and it was brutal because these shots right here with a lower level account are, did I miss it? Close. With a lower developed account, if you're using some of those clubs, are brutal. I mean, they're just brutal. You're right there. It's just, you can't, that's those little teeny wind adjustments or that little teeny deal. And I learned about the topspin on a Firefly by watching somebody who had a rapier running out the topspin, and figured it out just by watching them play. That was back in the days when you could do that. You had low trophies and you could be playing against a maxed out trophy player. Now, I may be able to get to, where is my, so there's min, there's mid. I'm still working this shot right here just because I want to, I know that other shot is money. I'm trying to see, I'm just trying to practice this one. So if the wind is blowing, ideal for this shot. I'm going to do a 10% wind adjustment. That's going to be 3.6. And I'm at mid club, so there's 3.6. Try and get it off first time by and hit it. Great. Damn it. Close. Close. I think that's a viable way to go back there. So we've got several options for the ref bump. The thing about the spot in the back is if you bring a 3-side spin ball, especially if you bring a katana, and I should start playing these holes with a katana so that when I end up on these, I'm with a katana and I just make a katana workout on the field instead of using a Titan. But there's a couple wind directions back on the other spot that may work better. And you can see how this front sand trap, it glides into the sand trap. Probably won't affect your pull, but the one that's in the front will. One of my viewers mentioned that when you're in those sand traps, like normally we pull the wind out. And so when you're in that situation where you have to pull the wind out in the sand, you're pulling into the sand and it'll get distorted and you're dealing with distorted rings. But in those situations, you can grab a hold of the ring set further up, especially if you have a grid, or you can push the wind out. So you're dealing with the rings that are on the flat fairway surface, and you can push the rings out so that you can get a little bit more accurate. The only problem is when you're dealing with those sand traps that have that really steep edge, is it'll make a jump. All right, 2 Acacia holes in a row. And so it sometimes causes a problem. So Monday's going to be a really big day. So Monday's definitely going to be a practice day, and we really want to keep track of which way the winds are going. I really want to take this with a Titan because I'm still working my rough bump. I'm trying to rough bump out here. The white ring off of the rough over on the left hand side. 3-8. It's a little, man, we're way down in the hill, so I'm going to do a little overpull and do the 4-2. Hitting it perfect. And see if I got enough curl on there that I'll miss the rough up here in the front and just dig down into the hole, or if I got so much that I'll end up perfect. And that gives me that shot coming in where I can engage that rough. I'd actually like to be just a little bit farther forward than that. I had enough room out there. I probably, where I had my white ring off the rough over here, I probably could have been maybe even blue ring off of that rough. But you don't have to do overpower to get a really, really good shot. There's a layup shot in front of the sand with a wood, or you can try and get to the just to the left of the sand, and you'll be at long iron range. Like right there, you got, and that may be bordering on long iron or minimum wood. That's going to be a great angle right there. You're going to be able to go right up the chute. I'm trying to see if I can get onto this rough area up here and do a little bit of a rough bump. And that wind is not my favorite type of wind to do rough bumps in. It's 4-5. And I don't know where the hell I'm at in my club. There's 3-8. That leaves me 5-6-7. I'm going to do that much right there, and I'm not doing any elevation adjustment. Hitting it perfect. See if I got it right, or if I was in a different part. Oh, I almost missed it. Almost missed it. So I probably should have done like a 10% there to the cup. That's another way we can go at it. So you can go at it the way that X Dragon's going at it. We can do a rough bump along this edge right here. We're in the fat part. But it'd probably definitely take a Goliath, or if you were back where he's at, you could use your sniper to do a rough bump here. You could do a rough bump in the front, or you can start off in the front and go at it. If you're going to start off, if your goal is to start off in the front and go at it, I think a Grizzly's a much better club, better ball guide, more accuracy. And you can do that with a Saturn, and a 3-side Smith ball would probably be better. They give you a little bit better control over, so it wouldn't take so long to set the shot up. Options. That's what we want. I need to watch a lot of people's content, and they show you one shot and they tell you that's the way you got to do it, and that is not the way they have to do it, because that shot's not. You don't know what the winds are going to be like. You don't know if that's even if that's the direction that you want to hit it. There's some of these holes, like if you're not trying to get on and one on hole number one, are you trying to hit it to the left? If the last tournament, the wind was blowing from the right to the left, and it was a tailwind going from the right to the left. But let's say this time it's going from the left to the right. It would be better to be over on the left-hand side, because now you got a tailwind if you're just going to lay up. And you won't know any of that stuff until Monday. So if you're like, this is the only shot that I know how to play, and then the wind's not working, then you're kind of, now you're scrambling at the beginning to try and figure out a new shot. When you're playing one-on-one, it's really important to have all those shots in your bag, because by having all those shots in your bag in one-on-one, if you're out there and you're in a really bad wind, you see it all the time. Your opponent forces the issue because they only know how to go at it one way. But if you've practiced these holes, especially when we're practicing for a tournament, the next time you get those holes in one-on-one, you're like, hey, I can hit that from here. And we had a really bad wind on that hole right there. We can just lay it up in front of that sand and go at it with a sniper. And I don't have to bring out a big ball. I don't have to do anything special. And my opponent's bringing out a big ball because they want to get out there where I was at. And then you're taking bigger risks. and you're using up your good inventory that you could use for a tournament. All right, I'm going to dunk this. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. This is going in the hole, and I'm at minimum club. Should be somewhere in the 1.415 per ring. So let's do some math here. So it's 5.2 times 1.1 divided by 1.4. It's about 4.1 rings. 4.1 rings. Just need to hit this perfect, and it's in the hole. Hitting it perfect? In the hole. Get in the hole. Give me the slow-mo. Oh, just a little behind it. It was right behind it though. Just got it wrong. That damn tailwind. Good game. I was looking up. I finally found. I'm not sure where I found it. I was thinking around one day. Maybe I logged into my Google Play account or something. I think it was. I logged into my Google Play account, and I finally found all of the achievements. Because if you look in your if you look at your achievements, like I'll go into mine. We'll forfeit so we can try and get one of those Acacia Reserve holes. So if we go into achievements, I've got 55 of 79, and you're thinking there's only 2 left on here. Where the heck? That puts me at 57. Where are the other 22 achievements? And there's one on there like win 200 tournaments. And there's one on there hit a 40-yard putt and a 30-yard putt. And I'm not sure if it was a 50-yard putt, but there was all of these ones. And it's like 200 tournaments. I mean, even though in the very beginning they didn't do it like that, that would be 400 weeks. So what does that math work out to? 400 weeks divided by 52 weeks in a year. It'll take us 8 years before we'd ever be able, and that's if you won every single tournament. So, those are ones you're never going to get. There's one on there that says win the beginning tournament or beginners tournament. There is no beginners tournament. Come on. Acacia Reserve. I'll forfeit again. But I was surprised though, is because there's some in there like compete in like the Wine Valley tournament, or there was other tournaments in there, and there was a bunch of those very first tournaments that I actually was in, both in this account and my auto account. The only tournaments I missed. Now, this account, I think I missed like 3 or 4 tournaments. I think the first time I played in this account was the 4th of July tournament, the 2017 4th of July tournament. It might have been the tournament right after that, but in my auto account, I missed the first 2 tournaments. And I missed the second tournament. I started playing on a Friday. We went on vacation. We got to where we were at Saturday morning. I got up and we were down at the pool drinking. I was drinking Mai Tais and chilling out at the pool and playing this game, and the tournament started. I couldn't get enough coins to get a buy-in to actually buy into the tournament, or I would have played in that. And I think that was the Sakura Hills tournament. And I was already playing by the time it was there. I was trying to get 10,000 coins so that I could get into it, and trying to figure out, like, if I got into it and I lost, would I have enough coins to actually do it? And I couldn't raise up enough cash to actually get the buy-in. I suppose I could have bought some coins, but I to be honest with you, I didn't think about it at the time. Where is it? Hopefully he'll send me one. Where did he go? Jason. I came through one day before our team we got a lot of people on our team now, and before we got enough people in our clan, we got 3 different clans. And anybody out there that wants to friend me, you can go type in 77 Jackson, 77, all one word, Jackson, on Facebook, and send me a friend request. And if you see me on, hit me up. But I've gone through there and tried to friendly people. Like I see those people on there, and because you get them when you first start, so you can get some coins, right? Anything we can do to get some coin. And nobody would friendly. I guess they just want the coins. Oh, good grief wants to play. As soon as I start streaming, we'll do the whole little deal. After this tournament, I'm gonna sit down with my buddy Hammer and Hank and Dale Appleby, and I'm gonna go through the stuff, and I'm probably gonna do a dual stream with one of them, so that I can test out my stuff, or we're both streaming at the same time, and go out and play the first time, and then I'm gonna set it up where we can go out and do friendlies. And if I lose, I'll play you again, and then when I win, then I'll see who else wants to play. I'll go out and play friendlies until nobody wants to play me anymore, which could take like 15 minutes. 385 with a Titan, that's the spot. So you could do this with a Goliath, and I'm right at max club. It's 1.9 per ring at max. And the ball guide's lying its ass off. That's the thing I don't like about a Goliath. It's freaking lying its ass off. I'm at max club. 2 rings is 3.8. I'm gonna do a little less than 2 rings. Oh. I have no idea where that's going to go, because I'm sure it changed the deal. I have no idea. No idea. That's one of the reasons why I don't play with a Goliath when I'm doing one-on-one, is because that transition between your long iron and your wood is instantaneous. And I like to push up against the red line. I mean, I don't want the red line to be a mile wide, but I want there to be a red line because you can push up against it. And a lot of times, even though it's weird, I've had this conversation with players before, and it's really weird. Even though we're not feeling it, it's not like a forced feedback deal where you can feel it. You can feel when you get up against that red line, and you can slide across it, and it gives you a certain feel. And I'm so used to being able to get up there and ride that red line. And especially if you're in a spot where you're a little short, you can ride the red line along, and you can pull yourself back out in the fairway and do the deal. And with that Goliath, there's no red line for me to pull up against. And it really, really throws me off. Especially if you're setting it up and you're trying to do something with your Goliath where you're really using topspin, and the other club that's in front doesn't have that much topspin, then it changes the adjustment, and then you've got to go back and change it again. I think in tournament play where you're coming out and you have a specific purpose, on this hole you're going to be in that spot, and the only thing you can take on it is a Goliath is the club to have, then that's the time to use a Goliath. And if you're used to using a Saturn, especially when they get up in level, they're the same accuracy, same ball guide. And you'll get your Goliath up in level pretty quick, because it's a Tour 3 club. So it's one of those clubs, if you play rookie tournaments, you're going to get a lot of cards for it. And this is almost an possible hole to get. It's 3, 6 backspin. Six backspin, 2, 2. That's 4, 4. That's 2, 6. I'm going to do 2, 7. So there's 1, 2, 7. Getting it perfect. Oh, just a little fat. That's because of a headwind. Normally, normally with a, was it a headwind there? I guess it was a side wind. It felt like well, I guess it was a side wind. Now it's a side headwind. In tournament play, I can never remember, and I think it is 6 topspin, and it might be 5.5. There's a number, and so in tournament play, I remember what that number is. Normally, I don't ever remember. I don't ever remember how much topspin or whatever. You just do it by feel. But in tournament time, you really want to know what that number is. So the second you land on the hole, you push it into your sniper, and then you put that much tops or backspin on it. Then you spin it around and line it up and make your wind adjustment. And I find the wind adjustments easier to make from the bottom, like I was making it, than it is from the top. And even if you're pulling it or pushing or whatever, because you're at the top of that hill and it seems like it's harder. Good game. Good game. Da-da-da-da. Let's see if we can get another one of the Acacia Reserve holes. If not, we'll forfeit and do the little cycle. How much time I got on this video? I'm sitting here BSing. Damn Milano holes. Damn you, Milano. How much extra? I'm asking PD, any PD people that are out there that are watching this, how much extra would I have to pay to actually just play Acacia Reserve? And I want to know when they come out with Masters 3 in the divisional rankings for the clans, if they're going to finally do something with the clans, because they've done nothing with them, in my opinion, for the last 2 years. I mean, we should be able to do this like a men's club. So like your local men's club, you belong to that course. And then any other clans that are out there that pick that course as their home course, we could play tournaments against them. I know from Playdemic's perspective, yeah, I know. From Playdemic's perspective, that would blow because they'd have to have all kinds of different stuff going on. But what gets me about this game is that you can play some of those castle building games, Clash of Clans, Clash Kings, some of those types of games where there's, I think when I was playing Clash of Kings when my kingdom first started, there was 1,000 castles in that kingdom. And when it first starts off, I mean, you might have 20, 30,000 troops, and some of the big boys have 200,000 troops. But think about it, 1,000 castles. Let's do the math right there. 1,000 times 25,000 troops. You know, that's 25 million troops. And we had kingdom battles where there was 25 million troops out on the thing, and you're not getting any lag. You're not doing anything. You're getting all kinds of stuff. Acacia Reserve, hole 2, par 5. Why they couldn't have multiple things going on. Maybe that's why they don't get so greedy, because they don't have to have some of that infrastructure. I know some people may think that Playdemic has been greedy with the ball thing, but actually, if you play other games like the packs that we get, only like, you know, right now we're in the coronavirus and everybody's at home, so they are kind of milking it a little bit. But usually we only get those packs like in the off week. We don't get any special offers. We only get a special offer during tournament week. a lot of those games, there's special offers every day. And Thursdays like double day, or there's days where you get more a better special. That's slim right there, man. That is freaking slim. I tried a max overpower hook shot on this, and I hit that tree, that big ass tree that's over there to the left of me. It was not good. It was no bueno. Puts me about a ring into power. Isn't it perfect? See if I got just enough to get over it. That the ball guide says that it's going to. Oh, the ball guide says if you can get over there that it's going to roll off like this, but I haven't been able to make it over there to see, because in the past and the last time a year ago, I bled off into the rough on the other side. Let's see if we can recover from here. Club card trading. I am only working on epics, and I do not get that off-roader as often as I would like. I want to get that off-roader up. And that off-roader is the only club that I think would make me move off of my Nirvana when it gets maxed out. And I'm not sure if it has to be maxed, or if it's at level 7, it becomes like the club. But that off-roader, when it gets up there, is an awesome club. And what in the hell am I doing with a machete in my bag? I think this was my big topper. Was this my big topper bag? This might have been my big topper bag, and I had this in there because I had it set up as a I had a big topper and a big dog, and then I had backspin clubs on the bottom. Because typically when you pull it out, it's a big topper on the drive and a big dog to go to the green, and you don't engage your short iron and long iron, or short iron and long iron, very often. But sometimes you want to get you're on a backspin shot, so it could be the club. It'd be the one where I limp out there with the big topper. That's why it's important to be in a clan. I know that a lot of people want to have a clan. I want to have the Ott clan, or the Gordon Jackson clan, or Jackson Rules clan, and you're the only person in it. And I get it. But there is benefit to being in a clan, and there's benefit to being in a better clan. A clan that has more stuff. Because having multiple bags is big. Especially in one-on-one, because you can have an accurate bag. You can have that big topper bag. Especially if you've got, if you got the big 3 drivers, what I would consider the big 3 for just normal. Nice shot. Loose. Which would be the extra mile, the QB, and the big topper. Having 3 bags so that you can get those 3 in it is big. Where's Max Club? There's Max. There's Min. There's Min. So I'm right at mid club. Mid club is 1.75 per ring. And I am like way the hell down that hill. So 1.1 times 1.5 divided by 1.75 is almost a ring. Hey. I can't get my shot going. And I'm not going to get it off. Oh, I can't believe I got that off. In the hole. Saved my eagle. And that was with a 50% wind adjustment up at the top of that hill. I wanted to give that shot over there to try and get to what you could consider the third fairway. I wanted to give that shot up there in the corner another look, because we've only played these holes in tournament time once. and just give it the old college try just to look at it. And I'm telling you right now, it blows. I'm here to tell you. I don't, and that if you're laying up on that second fairway, that shot blows. You really need a big driver or a big wood, like a big dog, cataclysm, something big. And it needs to have some topspin on it. So you can't just, if you got an upper developed Guardian's not going to cut it because it doesn't have enough backspin or topspin, excuse me. See if he sends me one, I'll send him one at the same time. We'll get out there, X-Dragon, waiting for a friend. Start now. Challenge accepted. I think this is the first time X-Dragon and I have played. I have a bunch of teammates. Oh, here we go again. Freaking Milano holes. Milano. This is the thing, is we're getting in the Milano holes. Sometimes I think you may get more of the holes you're looking for if you just play them through, even though you're getting Milano holes. Because you're having to go through the time to go through this right here. But I'm never sure. You never know how it works. And sometimes you get out there, if you catch it at the right time, you get nothing but the holes you're looking for. And then like different times of the day, you'll go out there and you couldn't beg, borrow, or steal one of the holes you're looking for. And what's really frustrating is when they're brand new holes and I don't have any video of them and I'm trying to get video of it. And there's that one hole that nobody got all week. And Playdemic did that. They're like, we'll put them all out there, but that one, we'll give one of them, make one of them really hard. I'm still working the rough bump on this hole, so now having to take the rough bump with the Goliath is not my preferred way to do it. But if I remember correctly, the last time I was here, I was going against a headwind, and it looked like I should have done like a 10% wind adjustment. If I remember correctly. And I also could have come out into this range. I was white ring off last time. I'm going to go clear ring off this time. See if I can dig out. Well, I'm against a big ass headwind here. Let's see if we can get squared up with it. Maybe. That's about 1, 2. That puts me 2.5 rings into power. And I hit it on the inside. 2 rings on the inside. Whew, just barely made that. That might actually, I'm so far away from that rough, that might actually put me in my wood. But that Goliath hit so damn far, I'll probably still be in my Goliath. Maybe. And it's going to be real close. I'm going to do a 10% wind adjustment on this. I'm not sure if I had to do the 10% because I was hitting against the headwind, but I hit barely in. I was pretty dead center into the rough, and I barely got onto the rough hitting against that headwind. So I'm not sure if it's just when you're hitting against headwind, you got to add on a little, or if it's an every time thing, but I'll add on 10%. We'll see what kind of wind we get. Nice roll out. Nice roll. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Very nice. I know if you have any speed at all and you go past this cut right here, you're going to drop off and end up in the fringe. There's my red line. Ooh, I got just enough. Just enough I could actually hit from over here. Get a little fatter area. I have plenty of topspin, that's for damn sure. So it's 4.2 times, and then divided by 1.9. It's 2.4 rings. And so this is the deal. I don't have my grid on. So we'll push the wind out. We'll come on this side and we'll push the wind out. So it would be 2.43 rings. So there's 1, 2, 4. So you can push the wind out there so that you're not dealing with the distorted rings that are in the sand trap. Oh, got that great. Whew, just barely missed it there. But that's good though. It looked like that 10% would have worked out fine if I hadn't hit that great. I would have been more in the center of it. So we may have to do a 10% wind adjustment here. And that's what I'm talking about. If you roll past the cup even just a little bit and you get past the first cut on the green, you're probably going to drop off to the fringe. And if you come in there with any speed, it seemed like the last time when we had this in the summer major, I came here and I was hitting albies on this hole and kicking butt. And in one of the rounds, I actually hit it with just a little bit too much speed and ended up in the rough or that sand back there. And was not happy. I don't think that happened in the weekend round, but it might have. I know it happened in one of the rounds and I was not happy about it. Hitting it perfect. In the hole. Boom. Boom, shakalaka laka. Now what's funny is you look out there and we're just in the middle of a damn field. Where's the other holes? People talk about wishing that Playdemic would change. What I would like is go to any of your local golf courses and walk into the pro shop, whether you're a golfer or not. Next time you go past a golf course, walk into the pro shop and ask for a scorecard. And they'll give you a scorecard, or they'll have them right there on the counter, and you can get a scorecard. And the course, it'll show you the course layout. It'll show the yardage for the holes and all that. And so it'd be nice if Playdemic said, hey, we have a prevailing wind today, and it's running from, it's 1.5 per ring. And I'm going to add on 10%. So I'm going to do about a ring. Oh, damn it. And so if they had and I'm still in front of it. I'm not sure if that's a headwind situation or what the deal is, but go inside the clubhouse, get one of those scorecards, look at the way that the course is laid out, and then just draw a random, just point to where put it in front of you so that you're facing north and so that the course is in the right directional position for north. And then just imagine if you had a due north wind. So the wind's blowing from the south to the north, and then draw a line on that scorecard. And you could see on some of the holes you're going to be hitting against a crosswind, and some of the holes you're going to be hitting, and maybe the way that the course is laid out, that every hole you're going to be hitting against a crosswind. Or if it's running diagonally through there, and let's say it was running from the east to the west, or like from southeast to northeast, and the wind was blowing to the northeast, on some holes you're going to get a tailwind, and on some holes you're going to get a headwind, and on all the holes you're going to get a side wind going through it. And I wish they'd set it up like that, so we always get favorable wind on the holes that we need favorable wind on, these big par fives. And it would be nice if they would set it up so it would be a little more realistic, because then what they could do, because they obviously have the ability to manipulate the wind, because they can set it up for a certain thing. Hole 2, par 5. They can set it up for a certain thing in the tournament, and that way they could say, hey, in the qualifying round, the wind's blowing due north, and I'm gonna bring it tight. I'm gonna bring my number 2 bag. The wind's blowing due north, and in the opening round, the wind's blowing from, it's blowing directly due west. And they could change that around from one round to the next so that we're not getting the same wind. That would make the tournaments, because the deal is that a lot of these holes, there's 4. You do not have to put a lot of curl on this. I mean, you need to put some, but you don't have to put max. That way, it would definitely, your notes would be jacked up because you wouldn't be able to go into a round unless you had practice accounts. You really wouldn't be able to go into a round and have an idea, and it would change your notes because you know how it is. Sometimes when you're hitting against a headwind, you got to add on, and sometimes when you're in a tailwind, you got to take some off, and it changes the whole deal around. If they wanted to tighten these tournaments up, that'd be the easiest way to do it, and it would, your notes would still be absolutely effective, and those who took notes would still have better results. But I'll tell you what it would do is those that don't have notes, they would still be crappy players. You know, I mean, like people who just don't take notes and they're not students of the game and they don't put in the effort during tournament week, they would still end up with the same kind of results. I think a lot of the stuff in the community where people are like, you need to change this, it's because they aren't willing to put in the time and the effort to be good, but they want to get good results. And I mean, the thing is you're just not going to get the results you're looking for if you don't put in the effort. I have teammates that are super good and super successful in tournaments, and the reason they're super successful in tournaments is because they put in tons and tons of time. More time than even I put in. And I mean, I'm shooting the videos and doing stuff, so there's a lot of stuff that I actually don't put in as much time as I would if I wasn't shooting the videos. And I'm just going to come out here. This is where this is where you bag your opportunity to go for Alvy. And you just put yourself in a spot so you can get up there and get eagle. And what you don't want to do, three rings into power, what you don't want to do is hit it 2 rings great to the right like I did yesterday. Like I did right now. I guess I was going to demo that shot for you. Yeah, this is what I did yesterday. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I did yesterday. What I should have did was just put a little more topspin on there, pulled back. What I would normally do there if my brain was functioning, is I would have pulled back away from the red line so I could have took the wind out. I'd have put more topspin on and I'd have just ran myself right up that and put myself right there on the fringe and then did the chip in and got my eagle and moved the heck to the next hole. That's why I'm saying if you're on this hole, your secondary club should be a bigger club so that you can start further down in there so that your second bounce, you do actually have a shot at the cup. Woo! In the hole. Oh. Oh. That was close. That was a nice shot, dude. Very nice. Very, very nice. All I need to do is hit this perfect. Hitting it perfect. In the hole, unless it's short. And it's short. The wind did affect it. It's super dangerous when you have your rough iron and you do that shot where you run the top spin out. You can treat it like a rapier only if you're switching surfaces. So like if you're on the green, you don't want to do that because it's going to run a mile. But if you're landing on the fairway and then getting onto the green, you can get away with it. But sometimes it will bleed out a little bit farther. So I figured it would, if I hit it perfect, it'd go in, but evidently the wind laid it down. Thanks, my friend. Good job. All right. I think we have time for this shootout. If the video ends all of a sudden, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. The channel's doing awesome. I'm absolutely blown away. I'm humbled by how many people watch my stuff and the responses that I get. what I really like is that I'm the mass majority of people. I'm getting players that really just want to go out and play and have fun and aren't judging you and doing the just want to go out and do the deal and get it. So I appreciate every single one of you. Infant Cactus, one of my female viewers. I have very few of them, and all of them spoke up here a couple months ago. I mentioned that only like 0.01% of my viewers are women, and I think that's pretty much the same like any streamer wide in the game. And so all of my all the ladies out there shouted out at me on YouTube, and thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I always try and keep it clean for you guys, you ladies. There's a lot of women that play this that don't mention that they're women in their clan, just because once a girl comes out and says, "Hey, you know, I'm a girl," they start getting a little bit of sexist stuff in when you're playing these games, because there are so many men that play it. There's 3-8. So if you do have women in your clan, be nice.